Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're watching this. Y'all know the vibes. We back for that react. This is going to be coming from the Art of Dialogue. Brandon T. Jackson on his beef with Bow Wow and his run-in with Bow Wow at the BET Awards. Now, for those that know, Lottery Ticket was one of them ones. That's definitely one of my favorite movies. I have to say, their chemistry on camera and just that whole buddy comedy thing, it was really working for them. So it would be interesting to find out what the whole beef was behind. I'm not really too sure because Brandon T. Jackson, he's pretty much kind of like been hiatus. I know he was on some like spiritual stuff talking about, you know, if we all get together and apologize, we can break the curse and all this other stuff. This was a couple years ago. But yeah, be interesting to see what that whole situation was about. So let's not waste no more time. Let's get to this video.
I know you and Bow Wow cool now, but I know I had him on the platform and he was speaking positive about you, man. And, you know, he said y'all squash y'all issues at the BET Awards. But I did want to ask you, even though y'all cool now, what was y'all issue at that time?
Yeah, we cool. We spoke at this past BT Awards. We spoke. I was hosting the House of BT for the whole weekend out there for BT, and he came and he called me right before I was walking the stage to perform with Snoop, and we chopped it up. And I was like, bro, come on, man. Like, this is the Brandon T. Jackson I know. Like, you know what I mean? I apologize if you took my words, you know, to heart. You know where I'm coming from, it, and I know where you coming from. And he's like, yo, let's get down. We gonna do this thing or what? I'm like, let's go. If you Brandon T. Jackson, that we all know, yeah, nigga, but don't be on your crazy shit. He said, I'm back.
Yeah.
And I said, well, if you back, let's go. And then, you know, I spoke to Eric White. Eric came and said, listen, man, you know, you the star of the movie. How you feel about us bringing Brandon? And I said, listen, even if me and Brandon T. Jackson wasn't getting along, nobody can replace Brandon in this movie. He still got to do the movie, regardless.
I'm trying to tell you, man, like, see, this is the type of stuff that I like to hear. You know what I'm saying? Two brothers can put aside their differences, squash that. Like, you know, it's bigger than me and you. You know what I mean? We got a whole fan base out there that pretty much put Lottery Ticket, it's definitely in my top, like maybe I'd say 20 movies or something like that, because it just worked. You know what I'm saying? Those two, like I said, them on camera and stuff like that, the buddy comedy thing, like it just worked. You know what I'm saying? They had good chemistry there. So I'm shocked that, you know, they even had issues, because that would have just been good to see them do more movies. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? Because I'm always thinking about the fans and the people.
Right.
Where's Benny? Where the fuck is Benny? Didn't we do that when the second Friday came out? Man, where the fuck is Smokey? Who was Day Day? We had to get introduced to Day Day. And you like, still when we first watched, it's like, he cool, but nigga, where's Smokey? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I never want that to occur in my movie. So it's like, regardless of what we going through in real life, man, shrug that shit to the side. Nigga, Kobe and Shaq put that shit to the side and went and got some rings. Nigga, shut that shit to the side and they're gonna make this movie. And we gonna come up out of that situation. We ain't even worried about that. So there's no way I would do Lottery Ticket without Brandon T. Jackson. It just wouldn't happen.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I love Bow Wow, man. We never really had a real problem. He just thought I was crazy because I was too religious and at the time, and I was on my religious rants, and it was out of control because I wasn't doing anything in love and compassion. I was kind of just pushing ideologies or historic things down people's throats, and everyone's like, "What's going on? Why does Brandon have locks now? Who is this guy?" So he was right. That's not the guy he met. You know, he met a partying, crazy guy that was fun, and now I'm freaking Malcolm X all of a sudden. I get it. So I was never mad at him. He just, you know, I shouldn't even ever be mad at him. What he was saying was understandable. Like, I don't know who that is. That's not the Brandon I know. So,
you know, in a way, I can kind of understand why maybe Brandon T. Jackson maybe had to detour and take a different route for a second, because we all know that in Hollywood or whatever, you can lose yourself. And coming into it, being a party animal and being the life of the party and stuff like that, and just getting caught up in a lot of stuff, you could lose yourself. And you don't want to end up like that. So he's probably like, you know what, let me maybe take this detour for a second, make sure I kind of ground myself a little bit But then you don't want to, I guess, get too lost in that either, because you'll lose people with that. Like I said in my last video, it's all about balance. There has to be balance. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, it wasn't no real beef. It was just like, you tweaking. Like, I don't know who that is. And I got mad. Oh, he said I'm tweaking just because I'm, so. Most people in the industry think I'm a weirdo. Most people. And I come off eccentric, but I'm actually pretty straightforward. I just don't, like, I just stand. I'm in my lane. I don't, you know what I mean?
So pretty much Bow Wow, he thought she was acting like a weirdo.
Yeah, and I was pretty extreme at that point. I was doing a lot, bro. I was on the internet just.
Yeah, like I said earlier in the video, he was up here talking about if we all go to this part of the country and we all get on our knees and apologize, the curse will be broken. And I was even like, yo, what is, and he had the dreads then. And I was just like, yo, what is Brandon T talking about? What is Brandon T Jackson talking about? Like, how is that gonna, so,
Like, no love, no compassion, just everybody going to hell. It was ridiculous. But,
right.
I learned, you live and you learn.
Yeah.
I think it was ridiculous. But that was a part of the process of where I'm at now. I think it was part of a spiritual. I was willing to give everything up. When you're willing to give everything up from a pure place, then I think God goes, okay, I can trust him with things that I need him to do. When you're not willing to give everything up, then it's like, oh, okay, you won't get the certain blessings that's for you, that for your path. Thanks. I think it was a test. I humiliated myself in front of all my peers. With those videos, I humiliated myself with, like, from my mentors. They're like, what's wrong with Brandon? That's not Brandon. And I think that with that, my presentation was just ridiculous.
So does this mean we're going to get some more movies, nigga?
It sounds like that was his issue.
No, I wasn't. No, I wasn't forcing anybody. I was just talking to the world about what I knew, knowledge I've gotten, and it's like, but then you start calling out, like, it's just weird. People start calling out celebrities and stuff. It's like I said, their darkness in life is not exclusive to Hollywood.
I feel you. I got you. A lottery ticket too. What's the update on that? I know when I was speaking to Bow Wow, he was telling me that y'all was working on it. So is there any update?
We got to get the rights. We can't get the rights. Warner Brothers won't give us the rights yet. Ice Cube was having the same problem with Friday. I don't know. It's a rights thing, bro. Who knows? Now Paramount owns Warner Brothers, I think, right? So there it goes. It's going to go down and into rights hell.
Yeah, and then, you think about it. Let me let this play out, and then I'll say what I got to say.
Because now that library is going to be absorbed by Paramount.
All right, so that's going to be the end of the video. Yeah, I think a lottery ticket too would be interesting. I just don't understand why these movie companies wait so long to come out with a sequel. I was telling my mom this earlier today because we was watching White Chicks earlier today. And we agreed that it really wouldn't make sense to come out with a White Chicks 2. And I think they kind of hinted at that in the Scary Movie 6 because Marlon did dress up as a white chick or whatever. And I guess that's supposed to be kind of like a heads up that there may be another White Chicks in the work. But it's a little too late for that. The first one came out in 2004. I was 14 going on 15 at that time. We in a new climate now of people and how they indulge and digest comedy. They wouldn't get it, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but it's a little too late. When you're going to come out with a sequel, you got to do that within like a year and a half to 2 years. They got to be that type of gap. Like Ghostbusters came out in 1984. The next one came out in 1989. So that's like a 5-year gap. That's like pushing it, but it worked. The first Rocky came out in 1976, 77, somewhere around there. And then the next one came out in 82, Rocky 2. And then they kept coming out with more and more and more. The first Terminator, it did come out in 1984. The next one did come out in 1982. 1992, excuse me. So I guess you could, but like that's 20-something years though. We talking double digits. You feel me? All of those movies that I just named that have a sequel, they did it within 10 years. Well, in less than 10 years, they came out with a sequel because they understood, like, you know, if you wait too long for this, the audience is going to move on. You know what I'm saying? So you got to make sure that you continue to keep that suspense there. So you don't want to give them it that quick, but you don't want to wait too long neither. So they should have did that while the kettle was still hot. You know what I'm saying? While the pan was still hot, because the first one was funny. So they probably should have came out with the next one probably around like that 2008 maybe. Because I know Tropic Thunder came out in 2008. We went to the movies to see that. That was like the last of those movies where you could really, like, you know, do that, you know, poke fun at different people and get away with it. Now you can't really, it'd be hard to do. It'll really be hard to do, in my opinion. But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think. You know what I'm saying? If y'all made it this far, I appreciate you. Make sure you check the like button, sub up to the channel, and be sure to sound off in the comment section so your asses get kicked up out of there. That being said, it's your boy Robbie. Until the next video, we out.